and speak to Grant Blashki, who joins us from Australia. He's a general practitioner and a global health researcher at the University of Melbourne. Thank you so much indeed for your time. You know, however serious the stories are that we cover on a news channel, this kind of story is the thing that most people, I believe, are interested in. So first of all, tell us what obesity is. Is it different from just being overweight?
Yeah, that's right. We've actually got precise measures. We have a little calculation we call the body mass index, and it looks at the ratio of your weight to your height. And if you're over 25, you're overweight, and if you're over 30, you have obesity. And I think a really important thing to say up front is we want to be careful that we don't blame individuals for obesity, because it's very much a societal issue. And all around the world, we're watching this issue, which we call non-communicable diseases, which is, occurring because of our changes in eating patterns, our lack of exercise, and the lifestyles that we're leading.
And many people might say, you know what, Grant, we're only here for a certain amount of time. Let me enjoy myself. Let me have a fizzy drink. Let me have a burger. But then when you look at the economics of it, that federation is saying that obesity by 2035 is going to cost the world $4 trillion a year. Why? Because of medical treatment, or because people will be too obese to go to work?
Yeah, look, it happens from a number of perspectives. First of all, as a family doctor and as a GP, it's so sad when you see people's lives either cut short or a low quality of life. So I agree, we want to enjoy our lives, but we need to do it in a way where we're not creating a whole lot of secondary problems, things like diabetes, heart disease, strokes, even higher rates of cancer and mental health problems. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Regarding the economic costs of obesity, when you think about it, people's capacity to work, the huge drawing on resources of the health sector, when we have literally millions of people with the secondary health problems. So one of the things in the report, which I really want people to understand, it's not just the developed countries, it is very much the lower and middle income countries in Asia, in Africa, who are having the highest growth in obesity rates. And so this is a very serious problem for global health.
Yeah, and why is that happening? Something that always stunned me over the past at least a decade has been that Mexico is one of the countries that has one of the world's biggest issues of obesity. And that's a country, again, I mean, okay, let's call it a middle-income country. It's not exactly like the United States, where you have this kind of cliche of an American having such a relaxed lifestyle that actually the sedentary way of living is what makes Americans overweight. And then you never kind of equated that with Mexico.
That's right. Look, there's a number of drivers, and we really have to look at the root causes. There's dietary preference for processed foods. And unfortunately, many countries have very weak policies for controlling the food supply and also controlling the marketing. And, it wasn't unnoticed that the projections are very much about children and adolescents who are going to have some of the highest growth in obesity rates. And as you say, greater levels of sedentary behavior. All of us around the world find we can just push a button. So, rather than get up and move around. So what we need to do is attack this from all levels. So at an individual level, yes, let's try and eat more healthy food, get more activity in your day-to-day lives. But it really comes down to societal policies. Do we have strong policies on food supply and food marketing? Is there equity? Can people actually afford these healthy foods? Can they access physical activity? And how do we design our cities so that people actually get a lot of incidental exercise during their days? So when you start thinking about that, you understand countries really need to make national action plans and get on the front foot on this issue.
Grant, I don't mean to make light of it, but honestly, you should be president of the world. That's really, really, really instructive. I've learned so much. Thank you so much, Grant Blashki.